first Power Pod stream of 2024.
Happy 2024.
Welcome, everybody. We thank you guys so much for coming back or joining us for the very first time. I'm your buddy, Jared Yamamoto, and you might know me from the Von Hessler Doctrine or one of the bazillion other radio shows and podcasts I do. And this is my Athens radio show, The Power Pod. Of course, I don't do Power Pod by myself. I've got my buddy RandiO to my left in the studio. I'm not sure where she is box-wise, so on your screen there. Say hi, RandiO.
Happy New Year 2024, your best year yet.
Oh, okay. RandiO put the claim out there. Let's see if it ends up becoming that. We'll hold her accountable when we start 2025.
That yellow bulb on her.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she does have a little yellow.
First of all, don't get mad because I'm like extra brown today. Shout out to the extra brown skin.
Next,
That's them yellow bulb lights from GE.
it might be. You know what? Next to
Tina.
RandiO, you've got rocking her brand new Stanley Cup over there. That's Christina Aiklin / Yamamoto.
What a follower.
Hello.
Look at that. Then to Tina's left, coming back for a sixth season, obviously, of the Power Pod, none other than Mike B.
How y'all doing? Happy New What's a Stanley Cup? What is that?
That's
It's a
Oh,
brand.
I just Googled it because I'm like, what is so big deal about this dang on Stanley? It's a $45 look like type of cup or a $20 if you got it off of Amazon.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I
that's
got it
it.
as a Christmas gift
It's
for my
ridiculous.
For
It
my
holds the
lovely
ice in
sister.
it like the
It's
yellow.
a tumbler,
yeah.
travel
Becoming
tumbler.
passe from what I
Oh,
heard.
mine was free.
It's better than Yeti.
I would say it's about this. It's the same technology, which, by the way, George Clark's
trend.
flying the ship over here.
Okay.
It's a trendy
Mhm.
cup.
Nice.
I tend to make fun of people that have the Stanley Cup, and then of course we got one as a stocking stuffer this year, and so Tina was
You
like,
got one too?
I did not get one.
Jared's
So
been drinking out of mine.
well,
whatever.
when it's available, when you've been hung over all break and the
Yeah, good
water's the
water.
closest,
Yeah,
it's
good
right there.
water.
I will have whatever cup is available. I will drink out of.
Especially when you're hungover. That's right.
I'm proudly drinking out of a West Georgia Wolves cup right now. Thank you. Go
You
Wolves.
always use that
Okay.
cup.
Advertisement.
D1 this year, baby. We're gonna get freaking ready. 2024 is gonna be fun. So what we are going to do
Yeah.
tonight is we are going to
Who they
tape
playing? I'm sorry.
Austin P. Thank you very much, Austin P.
Oh man.
What we are doing right now, Chip is actually already he already knows what's going on. He gets it. Thank you, Chip, for watching us on one of our many social media channels out there. As we are going to tape segments for our WGAU radio show out in Athens, Georgia. That's on 98.7 FM and AM 1340. It airs every Sunday from 10 to noon. This also is available as a podcast as well. Just look for the Power Pod on all of your favorite podcast providers. What we like to do here is, since we open up the taping to you guys, is if you say something super witty or super funny, I might bring it up and be like, hey, like Chip said, howdy, y'all. It's howdy, y'all. It's good to have y'all back. Like, I might bring that up in the show, and you'll get a chance to hear yourself on the radio and on the podcast. So no pressure. Make sure that it's good and witty. If you say something mean and funny, I might bring it up. But if you say something super mean and just ugly, not coming up on the show here. So I think I've covered all the bases here, right? For anybody that might be
Yeah.
new in 2024. What do you say, Tina?
I think so. I just realized I probably should take down my hair. It's better look on the video.
Oh, there you go. Whoa, oh my God. She's a whole new person now.
It's the
Does
hair
it look
for
better?
us.
Does it look better?
Yeah, it's giving like long and
Oh,
flowy.
Okay, good.
That's the
Yes.
important thing.
I
Is
haven't washed it in 4 days. So
You haven't shampooed it. You wash cars.
I haven't shampooed it.
No, this is just a tip. This is
Okay.
fine.
All right.
Like you don't paint your nails. You polish your nail. You paint houses. You don't pluck
Wow.
your eyebrows. You pluck chickens. You tweeze your eyebrows. Shout out to cosmetology at Lancaster High School.
Oh my god.
I never knew these things, but hey, this is just one of maybe that'll be a segment this year. Randy's facts. You know,
Yeah,
I
I like
No, I want a
Randy's-
segment.
No Tina
No,
segment.
no, Tina has to have a segment, please, guys. Thanks
Okay,
so much.
Tina's
work on it.
tea,
We'll-
and then you can have Randy's facts.
we will work on some of
Negative.
Tina, one of Tina's segments here, or a Tina segment in general. So we'll go on and start taping here. And since we're starting a new year, this is segment 1, right?
Yes.
Segment 1 of 2024. So George Clark, since you're the producer of the show and the big voice of the show, you start us off whenever you're ready.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back, Athens, Georgia, to the second hour of the newest. Oops.
Look at that.
3.
See, this is the thing you get right here. While watching, you can see us swing and miss sometimes. Go ahead.
That was for you, Alfred. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Power Pod, Athens, Georgia. This is the second hour of today's edition of the Power Pod, the very first of the new year. Take it away, Jared Yamamoto.
Oh my gosh, and I am excited to be back. Obviously, the first hour, we covered it all. We went down and talked about RandiO thinking that she was a virgin just because it's the new year. I'm like, well, your boyfriend probably thinks differently about that. We had Tina talking about the idea that both managers and the ones that report to managers, you're the associates out there, how they both want to work remotely from home. And then George Clark, had to go down the Epstein stuff and everything like that. Had to make it a point to cover all of that stuff, because that's just like, George Clark loves those kind of stories like that as well. But one of the things that I'm upset about is we didn't get a chance to even get a story from Mike B here. So if you're new to the Power Pod, each one of the members here of the Power Pod has their own set of stories here. So RandiO, Tina, George, Mike B, and even I bring up a story every now and then as well. So without me wasting time huffing and puffing and explaining everything, Mike B, as Georgia's favorite weekly recap show, what's a story that we just couldn't miss this past week?
You stop kicking us out like 2023. ESPN's Kirk Herbstreit. So he, with the expanding college football playoff, he is like, we don't need bowl games anymore. Yeah. He wants to rid of the bowl games with 12 teams in the playoff. Why play bowl games? At
some point, it may be he's on to something here, because with what happened with the bowl games, and I love the bowl games in particular, but obviously what our Georgia Bulldogs did to FSU was just an embarrassment. I mean, they just beat the snot out of them. And Kirby Smart is the one that's kind of leading the charge on this idea of, if we're going to have a playoff, we shouldn't have bowl games.
Maybe this will be a bad soundbite, but people need to see what happened tonight, and they need to fix this. It needs to be fixed. It's very unfortunate that they, who has a good football team and a good football program, are in the position they're in. And everybody can say it's their fault and it's all their own problem. All right. And everybody can say that we had our guys and they didn't have their guys. I can listen to all that. But college football has got to decide what they want.
So it is an interesting question that's going to be put out there. Now, the Bulls make a ton of money, but when you're sitting top tier athletes in these bowl games, are we losing out on ticket sales long term? And that was always the thought process with making it into a playoff system instead of having just the top two teams play each other. You know what I mean, Mike B?
Well, you're expanding the 12 teams, which is going to be much better, because we saw teams like Georgia, who number one and only lost in was not considered the regular season. It was the SEC championship. And then you watch a team like Florida State, even without their superstar quarterback, still be undefeated. And then you watch also a team like Liberty, who is not a high-ranking Division I team, and they lost their bowl game to a top-tier team that's been – I mean, Oregon is Oregon.
Yeah.
But Liberty went undefeated. They beat every team that they played this season. So do you allow them to play their bowl game, which is something different for the Liberty Flames, or are you putting them in the playoff? You can't take away bowl games for teams. And this article came from a Rutgers story before it got to Yahoo. I mean, Rutgers did not do well in the Big Ten, but they won enough games, play a bowl game, surprise the team that they beat, because they were not expected to win, and they took a bowl championship back to their school, which was excitement. And those students come out. It's the break time for a lot of those students, but those folks come out if they got money invested in their school. And I mean, they sell out those games.
And to your point too, playing devil's advocate, I think that one of the things that's nice is that for the players that do sit out, it opens up an opportunity for a player that may decide, hey, I have a shot at this school, or I can just jump in the transfer portal, which the transfer portal is an absolute mess. At some point this year, we'll have to bring back the Power Pod Sports Pod just to break down that absolute mess right there. And I know that the national championship is obviously tomorrow between Michigan and Washington. Later on in the hour, I want to make it a point to get everybody's predictions for tomorrow's Natty, because that's going to be, I think, a better game than people let on. I know that last week seeing Alabama lose felt great. I know that I'm not a Michigan guy by any stretch, but it did feel good to watch Alabama lose and to hear Roll Tide Willie, the viral sensation, get super upset about it.
I think they suck. I hate all of them.
He's talking about Michigan in particular. So he was obviously went viral for his comments during the SEC championship, where he kept saying, I don't give a you know what about anybody but the Tide, and they got a blitz, baby blitz.
I think they suck. I hate all of them.
That whole game was bad, wasn't it, Willie?
They didn't play with crap.
They didn't blitz.
They didn't blitz. Never did blitz. I don't know if they don't know how to blitz or they scared to blitz.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
Wasn't
But
good.
if it been me, I'd been blitzing. If you can't call the blitz, you don't need to be a coach at Alabama.
Amen, Roll Tide. Well, if you
Wow.
can't call the blitz, you have no business being at Alabama. Couldn't have said it better myself. RandiO, what's the
Willie
next?
need to get in the transfer portal.
Yeah, maybe
Come be a Georgia fan.
come be a Georgia
Make
fan.
our day.
Blitz, Georgia, blitz, dogs, blitz.
Whoa.
what you got over there, RandiO?
Okay. Well, I want to just ask you guys, have you ever heard of the term buddy moon?
No.
No.
What in the hell is that?
So buddy moon, much like a honeymoon that it's the trip that you'll take after you get married, but you take it with your buddies, right? So instead of just your honeymoon with you and your new husband, wifey, or whatever, you're gonna go with them along with your group of friends. So it's a buddy moon.
Them and your friends.
And your friends. And so, like, when I was reading this article, because I was like, it's a no for me. But then it's also a situation, let's say, like, maybe, like, you got a good, like, you guys, the Yamamotos, y'all have a very close core of couple friends that you guys are always with. So I feel like, when you have a close knit, yeah, it's just like you guys are traveling out of the country like you would do any other time. So why not kill two birds?
In lieu of a honeymoon.
Yes. Okay. Or for people,
I don't know. Even in our circles, thinking about it now, like we've got several close friends. They would get upset if we didn't pick some of the other ones in there too. So it would be like
too much.
It would be it'd be like if we were to do what you're saying, close friends, right?
Close knit friends.
My goodness, that'd be like
would
45 people at least, right, Tina?
That'd be a lot.
When I think of your tight knit group of friends, I think about maybe 5 to 8. That's what I always see, I should say. That's what I would think. But nevertheless, you guys know your friends. I don't. But also for friends who, like, they don't stay near each other, right? Like, they're super
Okay.
far.
Yeah.
Like, you never get to spend time. It's like, you know what? I couldn't make the wedding, maybe, perhaps. So let me go there. So that's the whole thing about a buddy moon. And it looks like the people between the ages of 18 to 35, they're starting to take more of those.
So again, you take this in lieu of a honeymoon.
lieu of a honeymoon.
I would say absolutely not. Our honeymoon to Australia was absolutely wonderful last year, and I wouldn't.
You wouldn't have liked it if I was there with you.
Oh.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, the funny thing is,
Sleeping in again today.
yeah, what's going on? Come on, we got things to do, right?
Hey, why'd y'all lock the door?
We've got a whole itinerary right now. What's going on? Yeah, I think that the traditional honeymoon is a moment where you and your partner get a chance to break down what happened during the wedding. You get
Yeah.
a chance to really just get away from the madness. I know that in particular with our wedding, Tina was hyper focused on the wedding, and I helped out a lot with it too. But she kept saying, like, she was so focused on the wedding, and I'm like, Tina, I'm looking forward to the flight to Sydney. Like, I'm like, that's what I'm looking forward to. And sure enough, I think after we got done with the wedding and the honeymoon, I think she thought of them equally by the end of it, right?
I think if you have the opportunity, take a honeymoon. I didn't get to focus as much on the details of the honeymoon, but once it was there, it was so worth it. It was so fun. We had a blast. And if you have the opportunity, take a honeymoon. It doesn't have to be fancy. Go to Florida. Go to South Carolina. I don't know.
No, but still like a buddy moon. But check this out. You get to unwind. You still have your own room. You're gonna sleep in your own suite. So I don't see what would be the difference.
RandiO, you are not going on a buddy moon. with us.
Yeah. When in the rest of your life will you like ever say, "Oh yeah, right after the wedding, we took a trip, just the two of us"? Because you don't know how quick kids are going to come along.
That's right.
That's the same with friends. You can't take a friend trip because you didn't got pregnant.
I mean,
now you got to wait 6 years.
I don't know. I just say
What?
make a separate trip for that.
Okay.
6 years.
I feel like this.
Hell, when we start popping out babies, we're calling Auntie RandiO
I
over.
doubt it.
RandiO,
TT is going to be all over their baby. Like,
Oh,
no, I
yeah.
don't want to leave. I don't want to leave the baby.
No,
God.
Auntie RandiO. And then also,
I watch
when
the
when
kids.
you get married, RandiO, oh boy, those babies coming quick.
I would hope so because everybody's kids going to be grown as hell. They're going to be 13, 14, trying to play with my infant.
Okay, to be the babysitter. But anyway, go
Okay.
ahead.
This is
So,
a long time.
I think overall, universally, the honeymoon or the friend moon, what do they call
Buddy
it? The buddy
moon.
moon. The buddy moon.
Bad.
I think all of us are saying
Yeah,
negative to
pretty
that
much.
one. What's
Unless
the
you want
next?
to bring me.
Oh, unless
George.
George Clark gets the
George
chance to
Clark.
go. What are you? What's your next story there, Tina?
I'm talking big butts. Okay, the men in the room. apparently there's now a new sexy fitness trend for this year in 2024. Experts say that men are hyper focused on their glutes and their butts, and that these workout machines that specifically target the glute muscles have been overcrowded in the last 12 to 16 months
By the men.
Okay, let me ask a very personal question here. And if you
To me,
feel like
okay, I love
if you
this.
feel like you can answer this, then say yes, but can't answer it,
Okay, I'm
then it's
probably gonna
fine.
answer it. Go
It's
ahead.
fine to say no. But at what point, like I understand like why you would want to have a guy with a nice butt in particular, but what benefit does that provide? Like, because in a heterosexual relationship, there kind of is a benefit for a big butt on the other side. Without me getting in trouble with the FCC here,
Mhm.
why?
Anything
What
about-
is the benefit
More cushion,
of
one
it?
might say.
Yeah, more cushion, more pillow, right? What would be the benefit of a man having the extra cushion back there?
I think it's just maybe something to
Fill out the jeans.
Heck
grab
no.
onto.
If my man got more cheeks than me, it's a hard no, okay? I should be the only one with cheeks. However, I am a huge fan. I do love it, and I would prefer a muscular butt. So, like, it shows that you
Yeah,
do work out. Because
I
having a
agree.
nice, tight fit, because I like to grab booty.
I do. Yeah.
Like, ooh, cheeks.
Yeah, I just
It's
want
fun.
something soft and ooh, it's squishy.
Yeah,
you know?
but I
like
don't
some-
need it to be, like, clapping. Like,
And-
oh, no.
You want-
That's a no.
I'm sorry. I look at my husband's butt. He has the cutest butt, so I'm looking.
Okay, Mike.
There you
I'm
go.
looking. I'm looking at
Okay,
your
all
butt.
right. Now
You
the
might
question,
be thinking,
Mike
Like,
B.
your ass is cute.
Bigger the better?
no.
What do you think?
I don't want it gigantic. I already have a big badonk, so don't be
Okay.
big. I agree with Randy.
I
Like,
need to be muscular, tight, little.
Yeah.
I can grab it.
and also, this
I don't
is
need to do this.
interesting. There is a brand. There's a men's fitness clothing brand called Roan. Have y'all heard of Roan? I don't know. Roan.
I have not heard of Rome.
Well, apparently, this is a quote from one of their designers. Their commuter pants have taken design cues from their athletic shorts that flatter, not flatten the glutes, and those have been taking off. He says their sales for that product alone have been off the charts because it's like men want to wear their athletic, what they've worn in the gym that is allowing their butts to look good. They want to wear that into every day and everywhere.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I get why.
Meaning there's just this hyper focus on booties.
But again, like
Yes.
I want to ask Mike B the same question here because you're a married man and you've got 2 kids at home, which I don't think that men are. I don't think women and men look at the booty the same way in a heterosexual relationship. You know what I mean, Mike B?
So you're clear and got to be politically correct. I'm talking about a heterosexual no, because I said Randy wants to grab a tight butt, but there are heterosexual couples where the guy is bigger. And that's saying that you're saying that you're looking at Jared's behind.
Yeah, he's got a
but-
cute booty
but
because he used to
that-
play baseball bum.
But that's for you, and you guys are slim. We are different size people.
Yeah.
But there are larger couples, and like men have shapes.
Right.
But and they don't have to be in the gym to have a shape.
Yep.
I have a very small waist for a man, and I have big thighs and stuff. I'm not walking around with
I think you
the shorts
So
on.
these
you're
trying to
kids
show
nice
off my
bum.
behind.
You're
I
a
like
nice
I wear
bum.
my sweats and I keep it
Yeah,
covered.
he got a little booty back there.
Yeah, he's got
Exactly.
booty.
You just don't want to be objectified. That's what it
George
is.
Floyd,
I got Hank Hill's butt.
Bro,
You
you
got-
definitely got a flat back.
Yeah, yeah. You
Look,
got
a flat
that
back and a long crack.
I got a long back. Yeah.
So it is interesting to me to get the perspectives on how people feel about it because I can understand why women would want their partner to look good. I get it. And I'm sure obviously you're looking at the same things we're looking at, but for different reasons. And I feel like the reasons would be enough to trump why you would focus on that area so much in the gym. And it is to me. It just shows you that sometimes the imagination ends up coming out.
It's just these 2 women.
Yeah,
right
for
here.
sure.
I
For
don't
sure.
think it's like big booty. I think Randy can agree with it. Just a nice, plump little, like
Curve.
Yeah, and we don't want a big booty. And it got to be different. Like we're talking about, like if it's too much protrudage on the outside, like
Yeah.
it comes out.
Yeah.
That's not. I ain't feeling that. Like I can sit some books on there. Like absolutely not. But if you're like I said, my shawty put here a little thicker, right? I'm okay with that. I can grab, but I didn't want if it was like sticking out. Like nah, bro, we need to get this removed.
Listen,
Wait a minute.
No BBLs for Shotty Poon.
Absolutely not. I am no.
listen here on George's
Terrible.
favorite weekly recap show. I promise you, we're not going to all talk about just the butt lifts and everything like that here
Shout
on the
out to
show.
all the big men out there who, unfortunately, they get their sizes from either their dad or their mama. That's not nice.
Exactly.
Randy is not being nice.
I'm
But
just
she's
keeping it
taken,
real.
so
This-
leave her alone.
We make it a point
Leave
to
her
bring up.
alone.
We make it a point to bring up stories like this because they are fashion trends that are
That's
going on
right.
right now.
Mm.
Which, by the way, Chip on one of our Power Pod social
Chip.
platforms says, "Wifey dragged me to my first Pilates class earlier this week, and my glutes are beyond
Oh,
sore.
man.
Oh,
So
I'm
new
sorry,
respect for
Chip.
those classes for sure.
Yeah,
So
Chip,
Yeah, that
that's one of
burns.
those workouts in particular that is like targeting your glutes.
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
why these Pilates classes are booking out like crazy.
Chip, go walking.
Yeah, I
Go
yeah,
will.
walking.
exactly.
I
And
feel you, dude.
Chip, watch out. Well, make sure that you know what you just know that your butt is for you, buddy, and that goes to
Oh,
all the men
What?
here in Athens. That butt is for
Right.
you right there, not for everybody else. You don't let these women folk objectify you like that.
That is for you.
We are a weekly recap show. We cover the current events of the week, and Mike B. I'm sending out the life preserver. Save us right now before these two crazy women over here in
Eyes up
particular.
here.
Oh my God! Exactly. Get
Sorry.
him, George.
I was
Get
looking
him.
at George's
Get
butt.
'em. Let's get back to some real news. Starting January 1, of course, for the state of Georgia, new laws, new year, new laws, not new year,
Oh.
new me, new year, new laws.
There we go.
So-
Stuff that really is happening.
Tell
Not
RandiO.
not the nonsense where it's you could just be a virgin when you start the new year. Yeah, okay,
You
radio.
can. Don't listen
you
to
can't,
us.
you can't. But yes, things that are legit on the books that are law here, Mike. B.
Yes.
What do you have? Like, what are a couple of just notable ones? Like the ones that caught your eye in particular.
Senate Bill 107, Izzy's Law, was introduced in memory of Israel Scott. He was a 4-year-old who drowned in 2022 during a swim lesson outside of Augusta. That definitely caught me. I think all
So
children
sad.
should learn how to swim, but
Yes.
please, you got to have adult supervision and be there. You also have the Georgia Online Automatic Renewal Transparency Act and Georgia Online Third-Party Delivery Service Transparency Act to protect consumers in Georgia who use subscription services and third-party food delivery service. Because I'm about sick of people and they
Mhm.
Uber Eats and stuff. Get your behind up and just go get it. I just can't take it.
Oh, I know.
It makes my
I
day.
get so mad with those delivery services because they can never get our address correctly.
It's so awful.
It's absolutely ridiculous how they could never get it right there. So we'll see if we can name a couple more of those off here because these are actual laws that have gone onto the books as of Monday this past week. So we'll talk about those when we come back here on the Power Pod. Very good. No, that was a fun segment
That
there.
was.
Which, by the way, hey, like, you know what? That's usually how most of the segments here are here on the Power Pod. All kinds of wild fun where you go from Georgia laws to butt implants and stuff like that. So you just never know what you're going to get here on this show. So I'd say we keep the tradition going here. George,
do
will
it.
give him another segment here. Starting segment 2, right?
Yes. 3, 2, 1. We are talking bigger butts and newer laws, Athens, Georgia, here on the Power Pod on WGAU with our host, Jared Yamamoto.
Yeah, name another radio show out there that talks about Georgia laws and getting your butt pumped up there, especially on the men's side of things. You don't find it. There's not going to be another show out there.
Nope.
Which, by the way, you can follow this very show if you like hanging out with RandiO. I don't know why you would. If you like hanging out with Tina, you might like her.
Yeah.
You like hanging out with Mike B. Obviously, you like Mike B. And obviously, you like Dr. George Clark over here. You can follow us at PowerPod WSB on Instagram or the PowerPod on Facebook, where I'm seeing a comment from David. He says, Jerry, congratulations on your wedding and your success in radio. That's very cool. So I appreciate it. No, I don't bring it up enough that Tina and I got married last year. And Tina made it a point.
Year
That,
You
before
mean the
last.
year before? last?
that's true. Yeah, you're
New
right.
year.
My goodness. Yeah, it was 2022. See, look, I'm
Thank you,
messing
Mike
things
B.
up. I appreciate it, Mike.
Wow.
You keep me on my
got
toes. there.
married
What day
last
did we
year.
get married?
We got married October 29th.
Thank you very much.
So I can remember. Look, I remember the anniversary, so I'm all good there.
Just remember that. That's it.
That's
That's
the
it.
important thing. But I forget that sometimes the radio, you keep moving and we talk about all the stories and everything like that. We forget to bring up things like that. So some people may not know that we got married. And Tina made it a point in the first hour of the show that she wants to go by Tina Yamamoto from
That's
this point on.
right.
And
Akeland packing.
yeah, she said Akeland packing. So
Bye.
starting next week here on the show, we'll probably re-up it and explain it a couple more times, but it'll be Tina Yamamoto. So it's not a new person, just
It needs two Yamamotos.
Oh, I know.
God.
It's gonna be.
What are you gonna do?
It's gonna be
now?
Yam Fest all over again.
Wait
But-
a minute.
But Mike V, you were talking about these laws that are going into effect here. So these are things that are going to impact us on a daily basis as Georgians here in the state. And in particular, you're talking about the delivery service one that I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that just it needs a little protection because people they love to order their food, and I just don't understand why. But the first part of the bill stops unnecessary barriers for Georgians who want to cancel an automatic renewal for their service.
Okay.
So, it's whatever. I'm not really looking for it. The second part of the bill stops third-party delivery service like Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash from arranging for delivery orders with restaurants.
Okay, gotcha. So they're trying to
Go
look
get
out.
your own food.
They're
Okay?
yeah. It at some point, the amount of money that you pay in the fees to get an Uber Eats, a Grubhub, or any of them to get there, it's like I could have easily just driven over there and made it work and not taking all this freaking time with it. It just
Everybody
gets.
else go get a job. This is Georgia.
I feel like by the way, the legislature is in session now here in Georgia
Oh, yeah.
too. So like I think that we're going to get some bigger laws this year in particular.
Tax cuts.
I think tax cuts are going to be huge. I also think that, that's money in everybody's
Let's
pocket,
go.
which is great. I also think that gambling it's got to happen at some point. They are going to keep pushing and they're going to keep pushing. And with every state around us basically doing it, I feel like gambling is going to be the big issue. Lock in that prediction right now. You can say, oh my gosh, how, Jared is a soothsayer. How did he predict that
He
all
said
the
what
way
he
back?
said.
All the way back on January 7th of all days to predict that. But hey, he freaking did it. RandiO, why don't you tee up a story here? I know we're about to go to break and we're going to get Athens' most reliable forecast in just a second. But let's tee up your story here real quick.
Okay, well, at the end of the day, in 2024, I just think people should feel more sexually liberated. So my next story, we're going to talk about how you can just live your best life, be free, sexual fantasies in your midlife. Yes.
Okay, all right. We'll find out what sexual fantasies RandiO is referring to when we come back here on the Power Pod. Woo! Look at that. Hell yeah.
Sexy show.
I know it is a sexy show.
Baby.
All right. Hey, thank you guys so much for, I know a lot of you guys are return folks. You get a David, Chip. You guys are awesome. Reeves, never met you before, man, but hey, welcome to the taping of the Power Pod here.
Carl in here.
Yeah, shout out to Carl
Carl.
from Dallas, Texas. What's up, Carl?
Carl, yeah, that's right.
Alfred.
Alfred in there too. We appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with us. We do this every Thursday night. Try to get going a little bit earlier. This usually around 8:00. We did an extra podcast segment for you. So, which by the way, the Power Pod is available as a podcast right now. So if you want to listen to Tina get her butt beat on knowing the facts of 2023, that episode is available right now. The Great Who Remembers 2023 Showdown. It's available right now via podcast. And any of our shows are available there as well, too. So, and this will be available later on tonight or listen this Sunday on our usual slot from 10 to noon. Is there any other housekeeping I need to tell the great folks here?
Make sure you guys are following us on all of our social platforms. I know you guys are clearly on our Facebook, it seems, but also make sure you follow us on Instagram, which is PowerPod WSB.
That's right. And the Power Pod on Facebook, too. We appreciate everybody that's watching from all the various pages, too. RandiO's pages, George's pages, Mike B's pages, Tina's pages, my pages, Von Hessler Doctrine's pages, BEB's pages, you name it. There's a lot of pages that are watching us out there, and we appreciate each and every one of you guys for doing it. So we'll see you guys next Thursday. Bye-bye.